8 Best Budget Gaming Laptops in 2022. If you are looking for the best budget gaming laptops in 2022, then you are at right place there. Watch this video till end and subscribe to the channel. We have also put links to products in the description. Make sure you have viewed it once. Let's start the video. Number 1. Razer Blade 15. The latest spin of the Razer Blade 15 once again improves on one of the best gaming laptops ever made. It has the same gorgeous CNC-milled aluminum chassis as its predecessor, only this time it can house one of NVIDIA's latest RTX 30 series GPU and an Intel 12th Gen Core and an eCPU. We played with the Razer Blade 15 Advanced with the 10th Gen Intel chip and RTX 3080 95W GPU inside it, and we fell in love all over again. And we're looking forward to getting the Intel Alder Lake versions with the RTX 3080 Ti humming away inside, too. Soon, my precious, soon. These latest models, you see, have upped the graphics processing even further than the previous setups, with support for up to the 16GB RTX 3080 Ti, which is incredible in this small chassis. You will get some throttling because of that slimline design, but you're still getting outstanding performance from this beautiful machine. It's not the lightest gaming laptop you can buy, but £5 is still way better than plenty of traditional gaming laptops, while also offering similar performance in specs. That helps make it feel solid too. It also means the Blade 15 travels well in your backpack, an excellent choice for the gamer on the go, or if you don't have the real estate for a full-blown gaming desktop and monitor. Keyboard snobs will be happy to see a larger shift and half-height arrow keys. The Blade 15 Advanced offers per key RGB lighting over the base model's zonal lighting. Typing feels great, and I've always liked the feel of the Blade's keycaps. The trackpad can be frustrating at times, but you're going to want to use a mouse with this gorgeous machine anyway, so it's not the end of the world. One of the best things about the Blade 15 is the number of configurations, opens and new tab Razer offers. From the RTX 3060 base edition to the RTX 3080 Ti Advanced with a 144Hz 4K panel, there's something for almost everyone. It's one of the most beautiful gaming laptops around and still one of the most powerful. Number 2. Asus ROG Zephyrus G14, 2022. The new version of the Zephyrus G14 for 2022 impresses us once again with its well-balanced specs list and excellent gaming performance. Seriously, this thing shreds through frames up to its 120Hz refresh rate, and it's great for much more than gaming, too. We checked out the version with AMD RX 6800S under the hood, though there is an option for an RX 6700S for a chunk less cash. Arguably, the cheaper option sounds a bit better to us, as the high-end one can get a little pricey and close in on the expensive but excellent Razer Blade 14. It's not helped much by its 32GB of DDR5 4800 RAM in that regard, but we do love having all that speedy memory raring to go for whatever you can throw at it. The RX 6800S makes quick work of our benchmarking suite, and I have to say I'm heartily impressed with the G14's gaming performance overall. That's even without turning to the more aggressive turbo preset. I tested everything with the standard performance mode. It's able to top the frame rate of RTX 3080 and RTX 3070 mobile chips pretty much across the board, and while it does slip below the RTX 3080 Ti and the Razer Blade 17, that's a much larger laptop with a much larger price tag. One of my favorite things about the G14 is in the name. It's a 14-inch laptop. The blend of screen real estate and compact size is a great in-between of bulkier 15 and 17-inch designs, and not quite as compromised as a 13-inch model can feel. But the big thing with the 2022 model is that 14-inch size has been fitted out with a larger 16:10 aspect ratio than previous model 16:9 panels. When it's running smoothly, the G14's high refresh and high resolution panel also looks fantastic. Being such a bright and colorful IPS display on this model, you really get to soak in every detail. The only real downside with this machine is the battery life, which really isn't the best while gaming. Less than an hour while actually playing. You'll get more when playing videos or doing something boring like working, but we do expect a bit more from a modern laptop. It's not a deal breaker, but definitely something you'll want to bear in mind. Number 3. Razer Blade 14. I'm mighty tempted to push the Razer Blade 14 further up the list, simply because the 14-inch form factor has absolutely won me over. The Asus ROG Zephyrus G14 in the No. 2 slot reintroduced the criminally underused laptop design, but Razer has perfected it, feeling noticeably smaller than the 15-inch blade and closer to the Ultrabook Stealth 13. The Blade 14 mixes a matte black MacBook Pro style with genuine PC gaming pedigree. The Razer style is classic, and it feels great to hold, too. And with the outstanding AMD Ryzen 9 5900HX finally finding its way into a Blade notebook, you're getting genuine processing power you can sling into a messenger bag. And soon you will be able to get your hands on the Blade 14 with the brand new Ryzen 9 6900HX chip at its heart, which will actually be able to save on battery on the go by using its RDNA 2-based onboard graphics, and in some extra NVIDIA RTX 30 series graphics power now all the way up to an RTX 3080 Ti. But wear your plugs and you've got a great mix of form and function that makes it the most desirable laptop I maybe ever tested. My only issue is that the RTX 3080 Ti would be too limited by the diminutive 14-inch chassis and run a little loud, so I would then recommend the lower-spec GPU options. Though if you're spending $1,800 on a notebook, that feels like too high for 1008 at gaming, but you're not buying the Blade 14 specifically for outright performance and anything else. This is about having all the power you need in a form factor that works for practical mobility. Number 4. Dell G3 15. Let's face it, trying to find a decent gaming laptop on a budget can be a chore. You have to make compromises in areas like performance, design, and even battery life. Thankfully, the Dell G3 15 offers decent 1008 at gaming for prices that usually dip around the $1,500 mark, and the battery is actually good. The most significant improvement from its previous model is a slimmer, sleeker design, along with thinner bezels around a 144Hz display. The sleeker design gives it a more high-end vibe. It's a welcome toned-down look, in case you're hoping for a gaming laptop that doesn't shout gamer as soon as you pull it out of your bag. The display itself seems the only downside, not having as rich a color range as the other gaming laptops on this list. Number 5. Lenovo Legion 5 Pro, 16 AMD. The Legion Pro 5 proves that AMD is absolutely a serious competitor in the gaming laptop space. Pairing a mobile Ryzen 7 5800H with the RTX 3070 results in a laptop that not only handles modern games with ease, but that can turn its hand at more serious escapades too. The QHD 10165HC screen is a genuine highlight here and one that makes gaming and just using Windows a joy. It's an IPS panel with a peak brightness of 500 nits too, so you're not going to be left wanting whether you're gaming or watching movies. The Legion Pro 5 really is a beast when it comes to gaming too, with that high-powered RTX 3070. With a peak delivery of 140W, it's faster than some 3008 is being a great match for that vibrant screen. You're going to be able to run the vast majority of games at the native 2560x1600 resolution at the max settings and not miss a beat. The fact that you can draw on DLSS and enjoy some ray tracing extras for the money all helps to make this an incredibly attractive package. This is a lovely laptop to actually type on too. Folks have always gushed about how good Lenovo keyboards are. I always ignored them because I don't trust people that are too into keyboards. I will admit, I think I get it. The rounded bottom keycaps have a nice feel to them, and that with the large 4.7x 3-inch touchpad, and you've got yourself a lovely work laptop that plays games well. I wish other laptop makers would take advantage of the added space of 17-inch gaming laptops and use it to make our lives easier. If anything knocks the Legion 5 Pro, it would have to be its rather underwhelming speakers and microphone combo. Anything with a hint of bass tends to suffer, which is a shame. The microphone was another surprising disappointment. My voice, I was told, sounded distant and quiet during work calls, which paired with a mediocre 720 type webcam doesn't make for the best experience. I will commend the Legion for fitting a webcam on a screen with such a small top bezel though for effort. Number 6. MSI GS66 Stealt. The MSI GS66 is one hell of a machine. It's sleek, slick, and powerful, but it's not NVIDIA Ampere's power without compromise. However, MSI has had to be a little parsimonious about its power demands to pack something as performant as an RTX 3080 into an 18-thin chassis. The top GPU is the 95W version, which means it only just outperforms a fully unleashed RTX 3070, the sort you'll find in the Gigabyte Aorus 15 GXC. But it is still an astonishingly powerful slice of mobile graphics silicon. It can get a little loud, but thankfully, you have the benefits of all the NVIDIA Max-Q 3.0 features at your disposal. This includes Whisper Mode 2.0, which will bring gaming down to barely audible levels for when you want to be stealthy. The GS66 also comes with an outstanding 240Hz 1440 panel, which perfectly matches the powerful GPU when it comes to games. Sure, you'll have to make some compromises compared to an RTX 3080 you might find in a hulking workstation, but the MSI GS66 Stealt is a genuinely slimline gaming laptop. It's a shame laptop manufacturers are seemingly just content to use old chassis and cooling designs for their new NVIDIA-based gaming laptops. Things are getting ever more thermally constrained when it comes to performance because new hardware is being dropped into old designs. This is the compromise with the GS66, and you have to be absolutely invested in having a low-profile gaming laptop to make it worth paying the price. And remember, that price is paid both in frame rates and in dollar bills. Number 7. Acer Predator Helios 300. We loved Acer's Predator Helios 300 during the GTX 10 series era, and the current generation Helios still manages to punch above its weight class compared to other $1,500 laptops. It may not be the best gaming laptop, but it's one of the best value machines around. The newest version of the Helios packs an RTX 3060 GPU and a sleeker form factor without raising the price significantly. It also has a 144Hz screen and smaller bezels, putting it more in line with sleek thin and lights than its more bulky brethren of the previous generation. The only real drawback is the diminutive SSD, although the laptop has slots for 2 SSDs and an HDD, which makes upgrading your storage as easy as getting a screwdriver. You often need to get handy with the upgrades at this end of the price spectrum, and the Helios 300 is no different in that respect. If you're desperate for just that little bit of extra gaming performance and hang the sense of it or the sound and fury of it, the turbo button is Acer's one-touch GPU overclocking feature. The Predator laptops have this simple feature designed to eke out as much extra gaming performance as possible. In theory, it's a neat feature, but much as we saw with the Predator Triton earlier this year, you really only get about a 1-3% increase in performance. It also makes your system run very hot and distractingly loud. Honestly, I really don't think it's worth it unless you're truly militant about maximizing your frames per second or have a really good noise-canceling gaming headset. But for its $1,500 sticker price, the 15-inch Predator Helios 300 provides high-end 1080p gaming performance at a mid-range price, even without the dubious utility of the turbo button. And that all makes the Acer Predator Helios 300 a strong contender for one of the best gaming laptops around. Number 8. Asus ROG Strix G14, 2022. There's absolutely no question you can buy a much more sensible gaming laptop than this, but there is something about the excesses of the ROG Strix G14 that make it incredibly appealing. It feels like everything about it has been turned up to 11, from the overclocked CPU, which is as beastly as it gets, to the gorgeously speedy 360Hz screen on the top model. Asus has pushed that little bit harder than most to top our gaming laptop benchmarks. This is the 150W version of NVIDIA's new Ampere GPU, which means it's capable of hitting the kind of figures thinner machines can only dream of. You can draw on NVIDIA's excellent DLSS, were implemented, to help hit ridiculous frame rates, too. And if that's not enough, you can also grab this machine kitted out with an RTX 3080 Ti 2. The 17-inch chassis means the components have a bit more room to breathe compared to the competition too, and coupled with the excellent cooling system, you're looking at a cool and quiet slice of gaming perfection. Importantly, all this power comes at a cost not only to the temperatures but also to the battery life. Sure, you're not as likely to play games with the thing unplugged, but if you ever have to, an hour is all you get. So, hope you enjoyed our video and subscribe to the channel. We have also put links to description, make sure you have check it out. We will be right there in next video. Take care, bye.